All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and we've got a Brew Crew deck for you guys today. This is a Naya Unsealing Dinos, Sarkhan's Unsealing Dinos, whatever you want to call the deck. It is a Naya colored deck that has Sarkhan's Unsealing and a bunch of dinos to trigger it. But there's a lot more to it than just that. I hope you guys like the video. If you do, don't forget to give it that thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, consider subscribing to the channel. What's up, everyone? It's a Friday. We're just gonna have some fun with this this nice little Dino's ramp brew, something like that. We're gonna have a little fun with it, see where it goes, and hopefully it'll do pretty well for us. All right, so we've got a mixture of lands here to make up, our red, white, and green. Now you will notice that there are more green basics than anything else, and that's because the deck is primarily green. Wanting to be able to get your Thunderherd Migration or your Wayward Swordtooth down as quickly as possible. Normally, I do like to run Wayward Swordtooth with a few more lands, or at least more options to get lands, like something like, Jadelight Rangers and things like that. But here it actually just fits really well because it is a 5-powered dinosaur that is cheap to cast. So that fits really well with our Sarkhan's Unsealing. For those of you that aren't used to Sarkhan's Unsealing, this is a 4-mana enchantment, and there are a lot of really powerful 4-mana enchantments right now. But this is a 4-mana enchantment that says whenever you cast a creature spell with power 4, 5, or 6, you're going to be able to deal 4 damage to any target. Now, if you cast a creature spell with power 7 or greater, it's going to deal 4 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. So, 1 second here. Let's clear chat. See what that does. See if that helps at all. There we go. Here we go. Alright, anyway, so for other ways to protect the board other than just, getting your Sarkhan's Unsealing, because that doesn't always happen. You're not always going to get a Sarkhan's Unsealing. Sometimes you're going to need to be able to just wipe the early turns of the game with, something like a Deafening Clarion. Well, then what's supposed to come out of the sideboard? What are we supposed to take out? I mean, Death Gorge maybe? You've got Remorseful Cleric, which I kind of like better. You tell me what to take out, and we'll do that. Anyway, the deck uses its dinos to trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing, protect yourself in the early turns, or just give all of your dinosaurs lifelink later, and you don't even have to wipe the board. Just swing in with some Carnage Tyrants and Regisaur Alphas. That's right, guys. There's Gishath. Now, Gishath may seem like it's a long way out, but let's just look at a Thunderherd Migration and go get a land. All right, so we've got 3 mana on, or 4 mana on turn 3, assuming we hit our land drop, right? 4 mana on turn 3. If you hit your land drop, you go Gorefiend on 3. Then turn 4, you're almost there. I mean, you're like Carnage Tyrant on 4, hit your land on 5, and Gishath. Like, Gishath can come down on turn 5 here, and you don't even have to, and you've got a turn for things to go wrong in there. So, I mean, you could always, oops, didn't make my turn 4, but we're going to, or didn't make my turn 3 play, we'll just make up for it on turn 4. So, Gishath's actually not that hard if you can get a Goreclaw down and get at least one piece of ramp, either it being Thunderherd Migration or Wayward Swordtooth. You could Thunderherd Migration and still Deafening Clarion on 3, and still get your ramp in to get to your Gishath on 5. So these are some really good options. Infernal Hellion here, not being a dinosaur, doesn't really matter because it's just a 4-mana, 7-powered creature, and that works so well with Sarkhan's Unsealing. And the extra little clause here about, if it deals damage to a combat, if it deals combat damage, no, wait, sorry. At the beginning of each end step, if Infernal Hellion attacked or blocked this turn, its owner shuffles it into its library, which gives you chances to draw even more of these later. So running 3 or 4 of these in a Sarkhan's Unsealing deck, I have enjoyed playing with it in all the Sarkhan's Unsealing decks that I've played with so far. For the sideboard, let's take a look at that really quick. We've got 3 copies of Vinemayor, which just gives us another hexproof threat. We've got I like the idea that this fights through the black decks. I think this is better than Nullhide Ferox in some situations because the black decks do have a really hard time, dealing with Nullhide Ferox, but Vinemayor can't be blocked by most of their creatures, so Vinemayor actually just continues to just beat in. So I like Vinemayor here over something like Nullhide Ferox, even though they may be making you discard cards in Nullhide, you might occasionally get some good benefit out of it. But I don't really think that that's kind of how the Dimir decks are playing right now. So Deathcord Scavenger, incremental life gain, and slight control of the graveyard. Eating something like a risky behavior, a risk factor out of the graveyard could actually be, more life gain than just just eating a creature and gaining 2 in the long run anyway. Shaper's Sanctuary, just another way to draw some cards against those blue-black decks and against the blue-red decks, honestly. Getting this down early, and then if you do resolve a creature, most of those decks do have to target you or target your creature to be able to remove it. So especially with your creature is going to be larger than most of theirs in combat. Now, Remorseful Cleric comes in really like, this is great against control and against, like, Golgari graveyard decks and things of that nature. Just because, like, Remorseful Cleric's a nice flying blocker, or a flying attacker, pushing in a little bit of extra damage that'll really help go a long way if you do start getting your cast triggers from Sarkhan Unsealing. And then, of course, if you are trying to go wide and you're trying to get a bunch of these creatures, this is one of the few decks currently playing Shala that can actually use her pump ability, which can get insane when you've got a bunch of trample creatures. And then, of course, maybe you've got somebody that's going to be swinging at you and you want to settle the wreckage. I don't know how often we're going to be in a situation where we don't have, we can't, block profitably, but settle the wreckage would also be really good against, like, angels and things like that. They could be flying over top and it'd be hard to kill them. So, yeah, settle the wreckage. There you go. That's the sideboard. Apparently we've got one too many. You know what? I'm going to take out 1 Hellion and leave in the Colossal. Take out the main board Majesty. Okay. I think 3 Hellions is possibly the way to go. Oh boy, some dinos. That's right. Oh boy, some dinos. Let's go play against Witchfire here. Okay, well, we've got a Hellion, we've got a bunch of land. Like, I kind of want to just play this Sacred Foundry and just start playing out my cards. No enchantment, no artifact hate. No Brontodon, nothing like that. This deck is straight up, it needs to kill you. I don't really like this hand. I would highly consider pitching it if it wasn't for Deafening Clarion giving me a little bit of early protection. If they are a slow deck, then we should have time to, like, slip in something and we should be able to draw cards. So I kind of want to just keep this hand. So you would mull. Alright, I'm going to mulligan. There you go, Rush. So now we've got a Justice Strike, Deafening Clarion, Infernal Hellion. And, I mean, we've got a little bit more interaction, but we can't cast the Justice Strike. We can't cast the Infernal Hellion. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. I don't think we go to 5 here. Do you want to go to 5? I would have kept that first hand all day. I would just keep 4 lands going, well, at least I'm going to play cards. At least I'm going to play. There's a land on top. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to keep that. And that should make this hand play out fairly nicely. Ooh, against a green deck? That's a Llanowar. So, I'll just start with the mountain. And, we're probably looking at a turn 3 Deafening Clarion just to clear out the riffraff, the little bits of rubble here that are going to be under our dinosaurs' feet. Their feet. That's right. A pluralized, a plural word. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna pass. If this is something like Elf Ball or something of that nature, Vine Mare, these are all really good cards. This is actually gonna feel a little bit bad. No, it's not. It's not gonna feel bad at all. 3 damage to all the things. That was a good curve, opponent. That was a good curve. Still Leaf Champion. Woo. What a dude. Alright, well, Still Leaf Champion. Let's see if he wants to swing in. I'm just going to go ahead and get down Infernal Hellion. If he doesn't swing in, next turn I'm looking at just Justice Striking the champion. If he does swing in, I may just trade the Infernal Hellion for it and be done with it. Pelt Collector. Do you trade? He does trade. Okay, I'm actually just going to take it. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the damage here. I'm also just going to play Regisaur Alpha. So, I mean, yeah, he's hit us for quite a bit here, but we're looking at putting quite a hammering on him too. And we're going to get to shuffle our library. So we're swinging for 10 with Trample. So this is a 10-point hit. And if he does get us low, next turn I may just cast Deafening Clarion with Lifelink and just swing. So, ooh, Blanchwood Armor. That's a hit. Yeah, that's a big hit. Unfortunately, it's a little bit small. Okay, so Carnage Tyrant has haste thanks to the Regisaur Alpha, and that means we've got 10 points of trample coming over. If he blocks something else, he's just dead. He's just dead. This is called math. Yeah, didn't even need the Justice Strikes and things like that. So, yeah, that wasn't bad. That just kind of, you know, just kind of mowed right through him. There has been a dinosaur deck, you know, show up on a couple of the lists. So yeah, I think that dinosaurs could definitely have a spot. Okay, so I think I want Settle the Wreckage here. I mean, we may just get into that. Hey, we're swinging, you're swinging, and go from there. So this may be one of those decks where we want to do that. Deafening Clarion did look really good in that game. I think I'm just going to peel back on 2 Wayward Sword Tooths. Just bring in the Settle the Wreckages. I don't think Vine Mare is going to be any good here. I don't want to peel back on Justice Strikes. I don't want to peel back on Deafening Clarions. Infernal Hellion is going to be great as a blocker to to threaten to kill his stuff. So I think we just keep all of this. Outstomp mono green. That's exactly what we did. We just stomped mono green. Didn't even get a Sarkhan's Unsealing out. Just just the rest of the deck just kind of worked together. So, opinion on Ripjaw over Infernal Hellion. Personally, I think that the deck should probably not have Geshaft in it. Period. Maybe cut back 1 Infernal Hellion and go 3 Ripjaws in those slots. I think that overall, you're going to gain more with Ripjaw Raptor than with Geshaft. It's just going to be so rare, but Geshaft's going to give you that feeling. Like, if this is a personal deck, you're having fun with it. Geshaft's going to give you that high of the night. Man, I hit this one dude for 8 with Geshaft, and I flipped up the top of my deck, and just wham, everything hit the battlefield, and it was just glorious. You're going to have those moments, and if you don't run Geshaft, you don't get those moments. So, you know, what are you going for here, right? Trying to have fun, or you want to go win something? It depends on what you're going for. I think that Ripjaw Raptor is a more plausible card. I'm going to keep this hand. We're one card off of a Goreclaw, so, or one land off of a Goreclaw, and we get to bring in all of our land. You know, did the opponent just? I don't know what just happened there. There's no way he kept like a 0 land hand. Did he just skip his turn? He skipped his turn. Then we race. I'm going to put down Rootbound Crag here so I can keep up Justice Strike. If he does play a turn 3, or a turn 2, it's technically turn 3. If he does play a Still Leaf Champion, then okay, that's a Thorn Lieutenant. I'm okay with Thorn Lieutenant for now. Well, we could set him off a lot by just killing his Lana War Elf. Maybe. Might not set him off at all. I'll take it. It's a consideration, but I mean, we could pull other things and not even have to. We've still got a Justice Strike here, so just the power of a turn 1, shock land, just bringing everything else in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kill Still Leaf Champion. Not wasting this on something that could die to Deafening Clarion seems like I'm not playing into my outs here. So okay, this changes the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Sarkhan's Unsealing now, and if he doesn't have an answer for this, this wins the game, right? Like, so now we're gonna get to see that Sarkhan's Unsealing game, and this should be good. Still Leaf Champion, perfect. We've got a Goreclaw for that. All right, well, we might be about to see that lovely Gishaft turn that I spoke of earlier. All right, so we're just gonna kill the Still Leaf Champion here. The opponent's probably about to scoop. Like, we're never gonna be able to, like, this ain't happening. The opponent is not gonna let us do that. That can't happen, can it? Okay, so we still don't have enough mana. We needed one more land to be able to do this. So alright, the ideal play is to Carnage Tyrant and wipe his board, right? How do we make the opponent like not feel scared enough to scoop so that we can like play this Gishaft? Like, do we even do that? Do we troll? Do we? I think I just, yeah, we're just gonna go for some other value, and then if he's still around after that. All right, I killed a Lana War Elf. Now we're gonna play a 1 mana Wayward Sawtooth. Kill the other Lana War Elf. He scoops. Yeah, it's over. We're never getting to Gishaft. Yeah. Would have been nice though, right? Would have been nice. Play another bear. He definitely won't scoop. Just play the other one. Like that dude just what? Okay, so let's jump into another game. So that's kind of going to be your matchup against other mid-range-ish decks, other decks that are trying to do big things and stuff like that. They're going to hope that they have at least 5 power. I don't think you can come off the Sure Strikes because there's a lot of things that do have 5 power and that you're not going to be able to kill without something like Sure Strike. We get Thunderherd Migration, revealing Regisaur Alpha, Deafening Clarion to clean up. Regisaur Alpha, Infernal Hellion might just get there. So I'm going to keep this hand. I think this hand's keepable because we go get our white source here. Okay, so here we go. I'll just play the forest and pass and let him think that he's got the much better starting hand, which he technically does. I mean, he's green-black. He's probably going to have, like, Golgari Fine Brokers, things of that nature. So I would love to see a Sarkhan's Unsealing, but for right now, I think Deafening Clarion's gonna do us some good. I do want to try to hold on to one of these in case we see something like Izona. Izona would be devastating without a Sarkhan's Unsealing on the battlefield. Okay, well, let's reveal Regisaur Alpha. We'll get our planes. And, I mean, we're going to take a little hit here. Nothing major, I don't think, but, you know. What's up, Ghost Man? How you doing? Just running a Patreon deck or subscriber deck, ever how you want to look at that. Oh, man. He did not sacrifice anything. Okay, so Deafening Clarion definitely here just to slow the bleed. We will have to start prodding at Vraska. Luckily, she alone can't actually destroy our she can't destroy our Sarkhan's Unsealing. She can't destroy Regisaur Alphas or Infernal Hellions, things of that nature. So it may be worth it for me to just start casting Infernal Hellions. No, I think it's no. We didn't hit a land. I do have to. You know what? This just dies to Chupacabra though. I'm gonna play it, because that'll let me get my Regisaur Alpha or my Carnage Tyrant down. I mean, it just seems like it dies to Chupacabra, though. I mean, he can't... Yeah, there's a Plague Crafter. This card's so good. Ooh, he sacked a land. Alright, well, she's at ultimate, and we didn't get there. Okay, so can we stop every point of damage from here forward? If we can't, we have to Deafening Clarion. You see what, like, this is not a piece of ramp in this deck. You've only got 24 lands in this deck. This is not a ramp spell. I've played quite a few games with this even before streams. I have yet to lay a second land down. Yeah, I'm just going to Deafening Clarion here. So, I mean, if he ultimates Vraska, which he's probably going to do, right? Alright, so now whenever a creature he controls deals combat damage to us, we die. Not going so well. If he's got a Chupacabra, the game is over. I could have played Hellion, but Hellion dies to Chupacabra. Goreclaw dies to Chupacabra. District Guide is good news. District Guide is really good news. As long as he doesn't have status. Sack the land. Okay. Really wish I had. So this will give us a couple more bodies. One more land would be so nice. Another green source would be terrific. Alright, so he's going to cast down Regisaur Alpha. That's not the worst thing in the world for us. I assume that he drew the... Why wouldn't he just kill this and swing? Okay, well that's game. We can't beat that because he just downticks Vraska and kills our dude, because that's what Vraska does. She just kills you. Yep, we died to the Vraska emblem. That was brutal. Yeah, Assassin's Trophy. Like, he had a bunch of outs. Yeah, he had a bunch of outs. I just don't like Wayward Swordtooth in this deck. Not with 24 lands. If it had like 27 and you were just counting on, I want to be able to play land a couple different turns, then maybe Wayward Swordtooth. But Wayward Swordtooth, he just doesn't do anything in the early turns. The only thing that the card does is actually triggers Sarkhan's Unsealing. So I think there's better ways we could trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing. It doesn't actually add to the curve needed for Gishath. Personally, I think Wayward Swordtooth should probably be Land of War Elf. I know that kind of gets in the way of your Deafening Clarions and stuff of that nature, but it should probably be Land of War Elf. So, let's. How do we want to sideboard against green-black? I probably want some Deathgorge Scavengers in here, right? If we bring in Remorseful Cleric, we can do things with that. I'm taking out Wayward Swordtooth here in this matchup. I'm even going to take out one Gishath. This deck... ooh. Oh, I didn't bring in Vinemare. Vinemare is coming in if we go into game 3. Yes. Yeah, I forgot Vinemare. Yeah, I forgot that. Well, he had a lot of green creatures, so Vinemare might not have been as good as I think it is. But this should be okay. This should be fine. I will go get a second green source, though. So we'll just go Thunderherd on 2, Thunderherd on 3, and then hopefully we'll draw something else. Sure Strike seems good. Did I skip a turn? Did I skip a mana? Like a turn? I did! Oh my goodness! How? So it may not have been so easy or so hard for the other opponent earlier. Yeah, I'm going to get that extra green source. This way we can at least cast Carnage Tyrant. District Guide, okay. I think I want to go for the fast pace gameplay here. Maybe he doesn't have a Chupacabra in hand. I mean, we know that he went and got a Swamp. He does have a Chupacabra in hand. Okay, so that is a thing. Now, if we Deafening Clarion here, he gets to... Okay, so I'm just gonna take my beats this turn. I'm gonna go Thunderherd Migration, reveal Carnage Tyrant. We'll get a Plains. We're gonna go Thunderherd Migration, reveal Carnage Tyrant. I mean, at least we're thinning the deck out a lot. More Forest, right? More Forest. Pass the turn. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we missed a turn. Well, that could be problematic. Here's the problem that I'm having. I can't just throw this Carnage Tyrant down. I need something else on this board before I can throw Carnage Tyrant down. Like, you can't just have Carnage Tyrant, because then a Plague Crafter will come down and it'll be a nightmare. But he could also do that and play Plague Crafter. There's a Relic Seeker. These ladies are getting serious. Well, it's all the same lady, right? Okay, well, I guess we get the first Plague Crafter out of his hand. There's Branch Walker. Okay, maybe no Plague Crafter. Maybe playing around the Plague Crafter was wrong. So he sacrifices a land, draws a card, gets another land, makes another token. Okay, so I am going to Deafening Clarion here. So I'm going to go... I want my creatures to get lifelink, and I want it to do 3 damage to all creatures. And then I'm going to hit the big Vraska very, very hard. I could just kill the little one, but I'm going to hit the big one really hard. Hard enough that if she wants to down tick and kill this Goreclaw, it'll kill the Vraska. So, I mean, he may do it, but I'm hoping that he doesn't. And then from here we can go Carnage Tyrant and just try to smash in. That's the new Golgari way, Vraska Tribal. She is the queen of the Golgari. They have made it very clear that she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Both versions of her have been absolutely wonderful. Yes, Eldest Reborn would be very bad. I haven't seen Golgari Finebroker out of this particular deck yet. There's a Ravenous Chupacabra. And a Plague Crafter. We kinda expected the Plague Crafter for a while now. Okay, so Carnage Tyrant again. I mean, luckily our one hit with Carnage Tyrant put us back up at 15 life. If we can, like, get to Sarkhan's Unsealing or something, we're looking at doing a lot of work, but we need to get to a Sarkhan's Unsealing without him having points on his Vraska Relic Seeker, otherwise he just pops it. So, these decks that can go 1-for-1 with you, those are the decks that are going to, there's a Finebroker. That'll get back a Plague Crafter. He'll cast Plague Crafter. We'll have to sacrifice our Carnage Tyrant, and that's going to be probably game, ladies and gentlemen. That will probably wrap this up right here. We would need one awesome draw that I'm not for sure we have. That's pretty close. That is pretty close to an awesome draw. Okay, so I know this doesn't kill it. Some of you are already getting on to me. But now I only have to put 1 point. 1 point in it to kill the Relic Seeker. However, yeah, we're going to kill the Relic Seeker. That could be wrong. It may be better to actually keep the Golgari Queen off of Ultimate. Because now he just, yeah, that was bad. Keeping this off of Ultimate, but then we were still gonna die if we weren't able to kill it. He didn't Ultimate. He did not Ultimate Vraska. Oh, Vraska's Contempt. Okay. I need another Regisaur Alpha off the top. Oh, hey, look what we found. I messed up. Should have Thunderherd Migration beforehand. Oh no, he's got He's got a trophy. Looks like we still get the Thunderherd migration. Okay. Well, this will get scary. He took his emblem. There's a Jadelight Ranger. And that's a land. Good job, guys. That's GG. So Golgari taking you down. Yeah, that's bad. That was bad. So maybe instead of Remorseful Cleric against the Golgari decks, get some Tocatli Honor Guards in there. Let's play one more with it. Actually, hold up. No, I would have to go get the Ripjaw Raptors and such. Yeah, I don't have time to go pull more cards and run it a different way. So I'm just gonna play it one more time. The event has been canceled. I'm just gonna play one more time and we'll go from there. So the new energy till it rotates out 2 weeks. No, I'm not gonna call Golgari anything like energy or anything like that. If anything, it's actually the fair deck in the format. It may seem unfair, but it is the fair deck. You've got all these other decks trying to like this and this and this will happen together and it's going to do all of this. No, you pretty much know what Golgari is going to do, and they're going to do it a lot. And they're going to keep doing it. It's a slow grind. They're not going to kill you fast. They don't have some, opener that they just open up and, turn 5 Gishath or, turn 4 you're just dead. They don't have any of that. But they have good, solid value starting at, turn 1 with Land of War Elves. Turn 2, they have the option to hit, like not a Still Leaf, but a Jadelight Ranger on turn 2. I'll keep this hand. So yes, let's put that on top. So I mean, they just have all of the options to do a bunch of things, but they're just the fair deck. They just got all the tools to do all the things with, and I mean, they're as fair as Jun is in Modern, and that's considered the fair deck. So I'll just let you guys think about it from there. I mean, Jun in Modern is considered the fair deck, and that's what this is. So we can only reveal Regisaur Alpha, so we do need a red source, so we'll just go ahead and grab that. I do like Thunderherd Migration in this deck, as in 3-color decks sometimes it can be a little tricky to get your land, and Thunderherd Migration seems really good for that. I don't like 24 lands, so I think the deck 100% needs 25 lands, possibly 26. So like the first thing that I would probably do if I change the main board at all would be, let's see if we can get this down before he gets 3 mana. This may resolve. I mean, I'm putting him on like Essence Scatter or Syncopate. That resolved. That's there, ladies and gentlemen. That happened. This is it. Like, they can bounce this back to our hand, but they're not destroying it. Yeah. What's Golgari's worst matchup? Tempo. Tempo ruins most of the mid-range decks. You let one, do you let another? I mean, he couldn't stop it with 2 mana. Can he stop a second one with 2 mana? Because if this resolves, it resolved. Well, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be over quick, but it's going to be a good game. Counter it. I don't care. If you think Risk Factor is good for dealing 4 damage, you can point this trigger wherever you want it. Any target. And the board wipe effect also hits planeswalkers. Yep. Yep. Lightning strike it, I don't care. Oh no, that's not a lightning strike, that's double blue. What is going on the other side of the board over here? Do we need a second green in case... Yeah, we need a second green in case we top deck Carnage Tyrant. So I'm just going to grab Green Sorcerer. Oh my goodness. If we had a real combo deck, that would be cool because Golgari... yes, Golgari would probably be very weak to a true combo deck. Golgari, it basically just wants to 1-for-1 you every single turn. That's why cards like Plaguecrafter are actually really good in it, because the whole plan is, they're going to play, a couple dorks early, make sure they have their mana, and just, control absolutely everything you do. Not necessarily control, but they want to be the one that has the creatures on the battlefield. So, and they've got some really good creatures, and if they do hit the battlefield, then they're going to get some really solid triggers out of them. Whether that's killing you, Plaguecrafter never misses. You have nothing on the board. Like, okay, so you have to have nothing on the board, and you have to have 0 cards in hand for Plaguecrafter to miss. And if your opponent is hell-bent with nothing on the board, you're probably winning in Golgari anyway. So Plaguecrafter never misses. I mean, you get a creature, a planeswalker, and if they can't do that, they got to discard a card from their hand. So mission briefing your lightning strike. Hey, I like it, opponent. I like it. If I hit a land next turn, ooh. We have, so yeah, I think Golgari loses to anything that can deal with their. See, their big downfall with Golgari is they're a mid-range deck too. Yes, they're a mid-range deck that really preys on other mid-range decks and control decks that are a little higher up on the curve, but for the most part, they're just a mid-range deck as well. So yeah. Right, land off the top, he dies to Sarkhan's Unsealing. Otherwise, he's got to counter Thunderherd Migration because he knows we've got a Regisaur Alpha that we revealed to him on turn 2 with our Thunderherd Migration. Like, he should know this Regisaur is still in hand. There's a 1,000-year storm. We may have just died. Yep, this might have happened. The opponent may have bought himself just enough time to get this under control. That's how these 1,000-year storm decks work. They just kill you. What a beautiful mana base. Double plains, double mountain, double forest. Yeah, Tocatli Honor Guard seems to be the single biggest Golgari hate card. Yes, it does. Tocatli Honor Guard may really start getting some play. If you're in white, you just... Like, Boros Angels would love the card. They've got no enter the battlefield triggers. This deck wouldn't like it that much. I mean, you've got a couple enter the battlefield triggers. Basically this one. Like, so Regisaur Alpha would be like, I don't like Tocatli, but come on, you can come for a ride. So, I mean, like, they kill your Tocatli. Your Regisaurs are good. If Regisaur doesn't make a token, darn. Still gives your other dinos haste. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world against something like just basically turning their decks into... How many copies are we getting of this shock? Okay, so that was the first shock. Okay. Well, let's see what you got, opponent. I'm working on a 1,000-year storm deck, and it seems to be really, really good. I'm going to F6 here, and we'll just let the opponent do his thing. I don't know what he's got going on, but yeah, I'm just going to let the opponent do his thing. What's up, Black Mystic? I just now seen you were there, Jeremiah. Okay, here we go. He's doing more things. Chemistry's Insight? That's probably what this is, right? Oh no. No, he's casting an Explosion. No, not casting an Explosion. He backed off of it. Tapped his mana wrong. Okay. There's Colorless. Discovery. Well, he's got to do some digging. Okay. So what he needs is to throw a Lightning Strike in the graveyard, find a Mission Briefing, copy Mission Briefing, and then just Lightning Strike me, I guess. He just needs to find a Mission Briefing and then cast it. He'll surveil like, you know, 6. Yeah, Mission Briefing surveils 6 here. So opponent's deck does seem cool. I've got a version of this I'm going to be running for you guys here very soon. So if you guys do want to see 1000 Year Storm, like that's going to be my jank deck that I'm probably going to be doing sometime next week. So Brass's Bounty, yes, I've got a copy of Brass's Bounty in my deck, but Pirate's Pillage seems to be the way to go. You're both drawing cards and making copies, and turns out you don't actually need to make a million. Like when Saffron Olive did it, he ran some Brass's Bounties, and he was just making like ridiculous amounts of treasures and things like that. But you don't actually need that many treasures. You can literally cast Opt and Fight with Fire, and they're dead. So like it's cool to be able to just go so far in that. But the version I'm trying to build, I'm trying to remove all of the win more cards and just kind of get into the nitty-gritty of this is what it's going to require to win the game, and that's what I'm going for. He needs 6 copies here, so I wish we had a storm count. He needs to be able to get up to 6 copies because we're at 18 life, and 18 divided by 3 for Lightning Strike is 6. So yeah. Doing math. You missed the Golgari deck. Did we lose? Yes, we lost. Just could not grind through the power of it. All right, we're at 3 here. There we go. Okay. It's not enough copies, right? All of that didn't get there. But just wait patiently. Just wait. All right, so I don't think that we're going to be Justice Striking anything. It's possible that we lose to just, like, Goblins. That could happen. I think I want Shala, because Shala is going to be terrific. I also think I want Shaper Sanctuary and Colossal Majesty here. Now, as far as other cards that I wouldn't mind having in this matchup, it's pretty much just going to be Remorseful Cleric. I would not mind wiping their graveyard. So, YouTube and notifications just don't get along. Yeah, whether you hit that bell or not, like you hit the bell, you're going to have a more likely chance of getting notifications. But if you hit like on my videos, you're more likely to get your notifications, assuming you hit the bell, because it'll be in your algorithm that you actually watch and like these things. But yeah. Ouch! What a hand! Could have been beautiful. I'm gonna mulligan. Can't keep a 1-lander. I mean, at least this has got lands. We don't have green, but I mean, the deck normally gives you green, so the opponent mulligan too. So hopefully we'll just see like Rootbound Crag or something on top, and then we're just gold. Oh no, the opponent's mulligan to 5. I'm gonna keep it. I want lands in this deck. I don't want to I don't want to like not play some of these huge cards in our hand because we don't have the mana to play them. Now, being a little bit of color screwed here, I'm okay with that. Like we can live with that. We'll make him burn his first lightning strike on a Hellion, and then we can kind of go from there. So, no point in paying life for any of these. Staying above 18 seems like it's a thing. Staying above 18 means even more copies. It requires 7 copies of Lightning Strike. 7 copies might get a little bit hard. And then as far as Shock goes, you need 10 copies of Shock to be able to kill you. So, okay. Like, this deck knows that we have other colors in it, right? Boy, Lincoln is pissed. Oh, he's pissed. Right, it is. It is perfect for decks like this because it's not always a board wipe. You can just say, you know what? I just want to give my 7/6s here lifelink and gain 14 life. Go. You know, like, so, I mean, there's other options. Hey. You want to you want to do things to my colossal majesty? You want to stop it? It's probably not what you need to stop. Probably need to stop the things that trigger it. Good job. All right, that's there. That won't be going anywhere. So here, yes, Ripjaw has synergy with everything in this deck. Ripjaw, 100%. I would cut Wayward Swordtooth. After playing the deck more, I would cut Wayward Swordtooth, all 4 of them. I'd put 1 additional land in, go 25 lands. The other 3 spots, Ripjaw Raptor. Probably cut 1 Lafnu Hellion, but no more than that. Like, Lafnu Hellion seems way too good. Dude, we only needed the green source, man. Like, we just needed the 1, so that's fine, dude. Where's my land? Yeah, Ripjaw's just too good. And, you know, exactly. So Ripjaw would have synergy with the Dino card. It's another Dino in your hand, which is the same synergies that Wayward Swordtooth already has. But Ripjaw will actually draw you additional cards. Oh, my goodness. I think I go Goreclaw here and make him counter Goreclaw. Like, he has to counter this. He's got to stop Goreclaw. Counter it, strike it, something. Goreclaw's got to go. Cannot let me keep Goreclaw. He Field of Ruins. I will grab another forest. What are you doing, opponent? Like, does he think that we're a 3-color deck and we're gonna like run out of cards to go get? Ionize. Okay. Got me. So the opponent is just trying to put more cards in his graveyard so that his Search for Escanta goes off. That or he's got a Niv Mizzet that he's looking to slam. So we're probably going to see Niv Mizzet. No Niv. No Niv Mizzet. Alright, well, we're going to go for it. We got 2 cards left in hand, opponent. Do they stop Sarkhan's Unsealing? Is he Search for Escanta digging? He is. Let's see what he finds. This is our crucial moment right here. We need him to not find a counter spell right here. Because after this, it's cast triggers. There's a Beacon Bolt. That doesn't stop it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. It's go time. By the way, he cannot use like Drakes. It has to be Nicol Bolas, or it has to be Niv Mizzet. He's only got 2 cards in hand, though, so going off may be a little bit difficult for him. So we'll just burn him for 4 here. Now, as far as cards in his graveyard goes, he's actually only got 2 instants and sorceries in graveyard and in exile. So Beacon Bolt will not kill Infernal Hellion until he's cast something else. Interesting. Is that what he's trying to do here? Beacon Bolt? Fight with fire. Okay. 0 copies. Does kill our dude. He will opt to refill his hand. We'll definitely be running out of time here. I think I would have used this extra mana to Beacon Bolt yet again. Like with it on the stack, hold priority, Beacon Bolt again. Just to get additional opt copies. Unless he's got Chemistry. Ooh, Flashing Bite. Okay, throw Beacon Bolt away. Cast Chemister's Insight right here, and he draws so many cards. Yeah, there you go. That's a good play. That's a really good play. Yeah, you still get the Beacon Bolt, and you get more card draw. He's back to 7 cards in hand. Hit a land drop, and cast a 4-copy op. Yeah, yeah. We have our perfect setup, but we don't have actual cards in hand. All of the cards that make up our perfect setup that are creatures are all very easy to deal with. They all die to lightning strike, things of that nature. So cards like decks that tempo you like this, these blue-red control decks, the mono blue and stuff like that, you're probably going to lose to those quite often. Oh my goodness. You're probably going to lose to those quite often because they just need to get an early creature down. Well, we knew he had an answer for that. We're probably dead right here. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the 2 Chemister's Insights he had in the graveyard. And then we'll let him start opting. Brass's Bounty. Just going to press F6 and let him go. We'll see what he does. Well, we knew that Hellion was going down. I never expected Hellion to draw me a card off the Colossal Majesty, just because Hellion was going down. So, all right. So the opponent is probably just casting a really big fight with fire. Nope, just another Brass's Bounty. Yeah, Brass's Bounty is really good. Personally, I think the best card in the Thousand Year Storm decks is Mission Briefing. Mission Briefing is so good. When you cast Mission Briefing for the second or third spell that turn, you're giving multiple spells flashback, and then at that point you just cast out whatever you need out of your graveyard, and things just kind of turn to just mush from there. You just do whatever you want to do. But I do have I've got Sunbird's Invocation in my version of this deck, just because I think that 2 Sunbird's Invocation are pretty cool. Plus, Thousand Year Storm checks the spells you cast from Sunbird's Invocation as well. So, yeah. You looked away 1 second, and the hell happened. We're dying. That's what happened. It's a lot of treasure, yes. Virtually, the deck can go infinite. The biggest worry once you start going off with the Thousand Year Storm deck is actually decking yourself. If you don't watch properly, like he's only got 19 cards left, and he just cast Lightning Strike for 5 copies, or so 4 copies. If he casts Chemister's Insight right now, he would draw 10 cards. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It is a thing. We're going to play this deck soon for you guys. Don't worry. If you guys want to see this. Oh, the storm count is on Thousand Year Storm. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. You may not be live. Because I said that a long time ago. But yes, thank you. The storm count is on Thousand Year Storm. Okay. So let's get rid of what do we want? More threats? More early threats? Just more threats, period? Say we gotta beat him there. And just run it. Like, I guess this is probably the most wide open version of the deck. I mean, every card except for Sarkhan's Unsealing is a creature. And Thunderheart Migration. So we are is going to... I brought in Vine Mares. I brought in all of that stuff. So yeah, we need one more land in this deck, Rush. This deck needs a 25th land. It has to have 25th land. I really want to keep the hand. I mean, it's got green. We'll pull red. We'll just have to pull red. We have to have faith. Gotta have faith. No, I don't think that I'm worried about Sanctuary here. I'm more worried about getting a Deathgorge Scavenger down. Making targeted. That's fine. Alright. That's a start. And we get Red Source. So next turn we go. See, like again, look, you're just never gonna get a turn where you have enough land. I mean, eventually you're gonna have like this and like 5 lands in hand, but then you're just gonna run out of gas, and because like by turn 3 you played all your lands and you don't have anything. I just don't think this is a good card in the deck. Wayward Swordtooth's the card that has to go. Out of all the cards in the deck, Wayward Swordtooth has to go. What's counterable? Yeah, we can deal with him countering Wayward Swordtooth. If he doesn't, it just sits around for a little while. It's not going to do anything. So, the heart of the cards, right? Heart of the cards. Yeah, Deathgorge Scavenger seems like he would probably be a really good spot. It'd also help you against those Golgari decks. I mean, he just spent 2 cards on Wayward Swordtooth. That feels like winning. Like that felt like that's what's supposed to happen there. I'm going to take a turn off. And then I'm just going to start slamming threats. Yeah, he lets that go. This is not the one that worries him. Being able to answer everything else is what I think that he's trying to do. He may have a blink of an eye here and just like blink it. Blink, draw a card. No, just a Chemist's Insight. Alright. So, I mean, we can't cast Vinemare because we don't have the green mana for that. We don't need that. Let's cast Hellion. Hellion fits the bill. He's big enough that Colossal Majesty does things. I assumed that he's just got a bunch of lightning strikes if he was willing to like burn out that other the sword tooth like that. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just trying to fill up for something else. Maybe this is just another Chemist's Insight. Yeah, just another Chemist's Insight. He pitched a Chemist's Insight to play a Chemist's Insight. Talk about synergy. That's pretty sweet. Now he can lightning strike this here. We still don't have the green mana to actually be able to cast our Vinemare. And he needs to deal with the Inferno Hellion now, or we draw an extra card. Thousand Year Storm, he's going for the win. Alright, well. But we can't do multiple things here. So I think the most important thing that we can do is eat this Chemist's Insight out of the graveyard. And then just swing. Swing for 7, see if we can end this game. I mean, he's got so many cards in hand that it's going to be really hard for him to not win. But it's a shot we've got to take. I mean, that's the hand that we're dealt. I don't think that the right play was to play a Sarkhan's Unsealing there. I would have loved to have had one more land so that I could play Sarkhan's Unsealing and the Deathgorge Scavenger, but we just didn't. And then, of course, Vinemare would be great. Let's see if we can get down this Sarkhan's Unsealing. Alright, so there's an Ionize. So maybe he just went really heavy on control this game. Alright, he's not going to let me get into combat. He's just going to go ahead and shock the Deathgorge Scavenger. Which, if we hit a land, we've got a really good turn of Sarkhan's Unsealing, Deathgorge Scavenger next turn, but we would need to hit another land before we could do that. I think that if I did anything, I would just eat the Lightning Strike when it came in. Maybe try to get myself back up on the life total. We'll see. No, Deathgorge Scavenger cannot trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing. It also does not trigger Colossal Majesty. So, no triggers there. I assume he's just wanting to draw, like, by the way, we've still got 16 minutes on the clock. Our opponent is at 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 53 seconds. So, yeah. No, we do not have Thrashing Bronzodon in the side. We do not have any artifact or enchantment hate. So, I don't know. There are definitely some Conclave Tribunals and Thousand Year Storm that people are trying to play with. And all of these are cards that you're probably going to want to answer. He just drew more than enough cards to finish us. Has to be able to finish us from there. Eating a creature with Deathgorge Scavenger just puts us back to 15, and that's not an additional copy. So yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna play the Hellion. If anything, the Hellion saves us with a copy. We need, like, well, first off, we need to resolve the Sarkhan's Unsealing, but that's not going to happen. He's got 6 cards in hand, and he needs to be able to stop just like Infernal Hellion. Shouldn't be that hard. Why no Galta? Infernal Hellion's better. I think Infernal Hellion holds Galta's spot. Infernal Hellion's better because it's just 4 mana even when you don't have a board. When you don't have mana. And it's quite possible that you just don't have a board, that they've just dealt with every single thing. Putting a lot of work into a Galta to have it Ravenous Chupacabra right now is not the greatest feeling in the world. You'll notice that we're not actually seeing a lot of mono green decks pop up. You know, you don't have a lot of Gigantosaur Galta decks just like stomping over the meta. We did play against a mono green Stompy deck earlier, and it was just brutal. So this is our turn to get Sarkhan's Unsealing down, but I'm not necessarily sure that that's going to be enough. It really just depends on what the opponent's got left in hand. I assume that he's just missing like this one key card that's going to make everything be great. I figured that Opt would have been the first spell he cast next turn to kind of get started, or I don't really see when you have 7 cards in hand why you want to cast Opt. You know, for the last, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he just needs to dig to that one answer to allow him to finish this off. Or maybe he thinks he has to have Brass's Bounty or the deck doesn't work. So, I don't know. It seems like math would fix that. Okay. I'm doing this because it will get me back. Oh no! I forgot he's not 4 power. I was thinking that I could eat that and get myself back up above 4 copies of Lightning Strike, like, because right now he only needs to do 4 copies. And what is he doing? This is a big spell, whatever it is. Another 1,000-Year Storm. Okay. Okay. He's using quite a bit of his mana. He may not kill us this turn. Okay, if he... Whenever Goreclaw attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 against trample until end of turn. Sarkhan's Unsealing for 4. Play Vinemare for 2. Hit for... Okay, so I think he's just going to be able to shock us here. We're gonna see. There's 2 copies. This is 10 damage. This is 10 damage. This leaves us at 1. We're at 1. Okay, so let's play Sun Petaled Grove. This may do it, ladies and gentlemen. We may have gotten there. So, Wayward Swordtooth for 1 green mana. Wayward Swordtooth coming in the end, ladies and gentlemen. I've talked so much crap about this card, and here it is. Come to save the day. Couldn't have done it with any other card but Wayward Swordtooth. Will enter combat. When he attacks, all creatures with power 4 or greater get +1/+1 until end of turn and gain trample. It's going to hit the opponent for exactly 5 points of damage. And we got there. Woo! We did it! Yay! Wayward Swordtooth coming in the very end, and not such a great fashion, but it did come in. It did come in. Wow. Again, I still think that we fought with mana issues the entire time. The deck never felt like it was smooth on mana. The power of math! Yes! Yeah, I think if I was going to play the deck, I would 100%, I would probably remove Wayward Swordtooth from the deck. I think that I would make some changes as far as I would probably remove 1 Infernal Hellion. He was great, but you probably only need the 3. I'd remove Wayward Swordtooth maybe altogether, maybe maybe I wouldn't remove all of him, but I would probably remove at least 3 Wayward Swordtooths. I just don't think that the card needs to be in the deck. As far as Deafening Clarion goes, you could probably even put that 1 copy in the sideboard or something of that nature. And just run 3 mainboard Deafening Clarions, but I do like the fact like you're going to need a way to wipe the board and stuff, so may not make any changes there without like further testing and stuff. But as of right now, I really think that I'd rather have something like Ripjaw Raptor and an additional land. If I was going to add an additional land, it would probably also just be a forest or something that at least made green mana. There's not a lot going on there. You could get the what's the other? Yes, this deck needs that. That's what this deck needs. It needs what's the green? What's the Selesnya deck? Selesnya land right now. Oh my goodness. Shit, like thickets? What are they called? Oh my goodness, I can't think of them. I cannot think of them. It's alright, I'm going to pull it up. Temple Garden, yes! That's the card. The deck needs Temple Gardens. Temple Gardens probably smooth this deck out quite a bit. So yeah, Temple Garden. As far as like green sources go, I think that you could probably put a couple Temple Gardens in here in place of a couple of these forests. Probably at least 3 Temple Gardens in the deck, if not 4, and maybe even remove a Rootbound Crag. Run it something like that. I think that you're probably going to want to find like more Sacred Foundries as well. Even if you don't pay the life for them, they're pretty good. So yeah, maybe more Sacred Foundries. There's definitely some upgrades that can be made in the mana base, and then once you had like your main board solidified, you could go through and just do the count, you know, your pip count, and just find out exactly how many mana, like how many red sources you need, how many white sources and green sources, which it's pretty easy once you actually, you know, just start reading. Okay, I need to hit this number of green on this turn and things like that, and you'll know more about how many sources you need of each thing, and then things like that. Yeah, Temple Gardens are pretty cheap. I definitely think that you could upgrade with some Temple Gardens. Ripjaw Raptor though, 100% think it's not 2 Ps. Is it not 2 Ps? 100% think that Ripjaw Raptor belongs in the deck. So I would probably run something along these lines. Yes, I know Ripjaw Raptor costs a little bit more mana. As far as sideboard goes, you're going to need some type of thrashing Brontodon. Vine is probably not what you're looking for. Like I know that Vine is a great card and everything, but you probably want like a little bit more utility. I mean, if you're just looking to beat the green-black decks, which are most of the... I mean, you might run into like a Grixis mid-range or something like that, but I don't think that you need Vine Mayor. I think you need Thrashing Brontodon. Brontodon doesn't actually trigger anything, so it doesn't work really well with the rest of the deck. Doesn't come in, cheap because of Goreclaw or anything like that. But Brontodon itself is just a really good card, and you having an answer for these creatures and stuff that or these artifacts and enchantments may just be 100% like what saves you. So like remember, Conclave Tribunal, those type of cards are still getting played. Sealaways, things like that. I mean, you put a Brontodon down and they've got something under your Sealaway, then yeah, it's going to be pretty... Or they've got a Sealaway, holding back a big dude, and before blocks, you pop that seal away, you've got a big dude there. I mean, that's... Yes, Brontodon also survives Clarion, which Vine Mayor does not. So that's something else to think about, which means, Brontodon survives Clarion, still swings in, gains 3. I think any time that you can actually use Clarion and say both modes, and I would probably always call both modes. I'd probably never say, like, even if I had 0 creatures on the battlefield, I'd probably still say all my creatures gain lifelink. So, what about Watley in the side? I don't think so. I don't think that you're ever going to want a Watley in this deck. The red-white Watley is the only card that I could even think of you wanting, and that would be based on like you just needing to gain some life. And if you're trying to gain life, then Watley's fine, because I mean you're gonna gain like what, 4 life at minimum, 7 life at the greatest. If you got a Hellion down, you play Watley the following turn, you uptick her and gain 7 life. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But I think if you were going to put Watley in the sideboard, you'd be better off just like playing Lyra. I mean, you got the white mana, you could cast the Lyra, so probably just Lyra is better than Watley if you're just trying to nitpick and find like the best card. The main deck, you like the sideboard is what you're torn on. I still think that you need to take like 1 Gishath out to free up 1 more spot. I would probably put land there, but if you didn't put land there, then it's probably something like Shala, like just a copy of Shala in there. Again, I know some of these cards, like maybe Shala doesn't, like maybe you just want more things that trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing in the main board. I mean, if anything else, you take 1 Gishath out and you've got an extra copy of your Wayward Swordtooth. But as far as the sideboard goes, I think that Brontodon is better than your Vine Mayors here. I also think there's going to be few games that you actually want Settle the Wreckage other than Angels. Angels you might actually want Settle the Wreckage. So Colossal Majesty was just not impressive to me at all. I was just not impressed by that card. I think that card just 100% just needs to go. And then if that goes, I mean, you do need some way to draw cards, and Shaper's Sanctuary is technically a way to draw cards, but that's what looks like it's missing here. Other cards I would make changes to, because like what the Remorseful Cleric was really in there for was to be able to deal with the Golgari shenanigans. I actually think Honor Guard deals with Golgari shenanigans better than Remorseful Cleric. Just killing those enter the battlefield triggers. You could run 3 Honor Guards and just run it like that and say, okay, so this is for Golgari, this is for Selesnya, because Selesnya is the one that's going to put the Conclave Tribunals and things on you. This is also for those jank shenanigan decks, stuff like that. Vivian, there you go. That's... How did I forget Vivian? Did I spell her name wrong? I spelled her name wrong. I'm sorry, Vivian. I'm sorry. Don't take it personally. Yes, 2 Vivian would be the card to put right there, because that doubles. It's also a very good answer for enchantments, flying creatures. It's a good answer for, you know, control decks. It's a good answer for pretty much everything in the meta right now. Oh my goodness, Vivian's great except for against Golgari. So yeah, that's... If I was going to have to run this particular deck, this is pretty close to how I would run it. I'd probably still get rid of that last Gift Shaft, but I understand. I understand the point and like the why this card is there, and I also understand that roller coaster you're going to be on when you finally smack somebody in the face with a Gift Shaft. Like it's just going to be, oh yeah, baby. So yeah, I can't fight the Gift Shaft. If it's going to be placed in any deck whatsoever, this is it. So, you know, sure. I mean, Goreclaw makes him like great too. So, that's it. Like, I would probably take this main board, this sideboard, play around a little bit with the mana base based on this main board and sideboard. Would not go below 25 lands. No way. My rule of thumb is if you want to make it to, you know, your 5th land drop, then you need 20 lands plus whatever turn you really need to hit. And this deck really needs to hit 5 mana. 5 mana allows you to cast like you know, a Ripjaw Raptor and a Regisaur Alpha at the same turn if you hit your turn for you know, Goreclaw. 5 mana allows you to, you know, cast your Carnage Tyrants. It allows you to cast the Gift Shaft. So that sort of thing. And that's like on turn 5. If you hit any of your ramp things, like your Thunderherd Migration or your Goreclaws, then technically you can get that Carnage Tyrant down for 4 mana instead of like having to hit a Thunderherd and then 5 additional mana. So either way you look at it, like I think you want to get to turn 5 with some mana. So yeah, yeah, I think floods are going to happen. Getting land screwed is going to happen. But in a deck that just has more big dudes, I think that I'd rather flood than get screwed. So you know, that's just where I'm at on it. Like if I'm flooding, at least I know, hey, look, there's a Gift Shaft. He's in my deck. He's still there. All I've got to do is just find him, and I've got the mana to cast it. No Galtas. I probably wouldn't run Galta anyway. I probably just wouldn't. As far as the way I like to play Sarkhan's Unsealing is I like to find like Infernal Hellion as being one of my only real ways, and Carnage Tyrant as being my real ways to trigger my Sarkhan's Unsealing's second effect. Everything else, I just want to cast the most efficient 4 and 5 mana creatures that I can that are going to trigger and do other things. So don't mention Thud, Daniel. Why'd you have to say Thud? No, Thud, I don't think Thud actually works in this deck. I don't think Thud is a good card, period, just because of sorcery speed. We've played a lot with Fling in the past, and Fling itself is a decent card. Fling is a decent card, and the only reason that Fling even like becomes a decent card is because it's instant speed. Like you can, you know, dodge those exile effects. You can do all of those other really cool things, and you just can't do any of that with Thud. So that makes Thud just bad. You know, if Thud was instant speed, 1 mana, oh, we'd have something. We'd have something there. All I know is you can't wait for Rakdos Guilds to remake your Unsealing deck. Absolutely. 3 months from now, when we get the Rakdos, the red-black decks, we're going to have some really, really sick Unsealing decks. I think that Unsealing is one of the most powerful do-nothing, you know, on the turn that it comes down, enchantments that you can play. I really do. So, yeah. All right, guys. That is going to be the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed our special, you know, Friday stream. I normally do not stream Fridays or Saturdays, but like I said, I am going to be streaming. We've got a Grixis deck coming up for you guys tomorrow night, or tomorrow midday sometime. I've got, it's probably going to be early. I don't know when I'm going to do this. But it's going to be tomorrow sometime. So I've got a Grixis mid-range, Grixis control deck coming up for you guys. Nicol Bolas, Doom Whisperer, you know, Dream Eater, all the major cast stars are here. It's going to be a good show. They're going to put on a good performance. We're going to have some fun. Thief of Sanity, you know, Thought Erasure. Even got the dead weight to deal with red deck. Come on, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Either way. Other than that, make sure if you are a patron and you have already, you haven't gotten a deck played yet, because we missed out on some decks last month and we missed out, and now we're already getting into this month. I'm going to be doing my Patreon decks like this. I'm going to play at least 3 games with each of them. That's normally not what we do. We normally do, you know, a game each and showcase all the different decks. But I'm just going to give all of the decks for this month just more playtime, you know, so we can just see more of what you want, maybe brew with it, get some more ideas, more feedback and stuff, which is, you know, kind of the part. And if you guys want to join that brew crew, check out patreon.com/sideboardmtg for your way to get in on getting your decks played here on stream. Other than that, we've got manatraders coupon codes, things like that. If you want to help support the channel, you can just save yourself 15% when you sign up on manatraders. Like, you save, you help support the channel. You know, I get credit for, you know, you guys signing up. It helps. It does help. And let's face it, guys, you pay $10 a month for Netflix, right? This allows you to play and test all your Magic, period. Come on, it's worth it. Yeah. You can pay to play. Rush trying to remind me about the pay to play. If you just give a $20 donation, I will do a donation bonus. A lot of streams do that, so I started doing it. $20 donations in the stream will also get you a game played and a deck tech. So you can do that. If you want a full league played, $50 donations or more. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of time, a lot of dedicated time to one particular deck. Other than that, that's about all we got going on, guys. I hope you guys have a great FNM. Can I play your Golgari zombie list soon? Yes. Yes. You will get Golgari zombies. I will do you a deck tech and some gameplay. So, that's how easy that is. Kenneth, I assume that your latest version of the deck is on our Reddit. Sideboard MTG is our Reddit. So, oh, and by the way, you're the new stream boss, right? He said, play my Golgari zombies. But yeah, make sure your newest list is over on the Reddit, and we'll get some gameplay on that. No, Kenneth, you're the man. I appreciate that. That's it. That's all I've got. Like, I did all my shameless pitches. We got $20. We're done, right? We're done. I love you guys. Anyway, guys, we're gonna catch you later, ladies as well. We'll catch you tomorrow. I will get on the Golgari zombies list. Should be a lot of fun. Tell me you got Fine Broker in there or something. Like why are we Golgari and zombies? I've got to know. I guess I need to go look at the list. All right, guys. That's it. I had a lot of fun. Hope you had fun. We'll see you back tomorrow for some Grixis mid-range. Later, everyone.